The mission of the City of San Diego's Stormwater Department is to think blue by keeping San Diego's precious beaches and waterways clean, safe, and healthy. We do this by working to prevent stormwater pollution. Stormwater refers to precipitation that runs across surfaces in both natural and unnatural environments. It is a leading contributor of pollution in streams, rivers, and oceans across the globe. Stormwater runoff enters storm drains untreated, and that runoff collects pollutants from properties and streets and carries them into local waterways. Here in San Diego, anything that enters the storm drain system flows untreated into our rivers, bays, beaches, and eventually the ocean. As a manager of a homeowners association, you are responsible for preventing stormwater runoff and implementing the appropriate best management practices, or BMPs, to prevent pollution. In fact, it's illegal for any pollutants to flow into the storm drain system, and penalties for these violations can be up to $10,000 per day per incident. You can help reduce pollution and improve water quality by using best management practices as part of your HOA's daily cleaning and maintenance routines. Preventing stormwater pollution improves water quality, strengthens our city, and brings our community together. We've put together this presentation to help you identify ways to prevent pollution in your community. Let's start with activities and locations that can cause stormwater runoff and how you can protect our waterways. Depending on what facilities you have in your community, pollutant-generating activities can include vehicle or equipment repair and maintenance, car and boat washing, landscaping and gardening, household hazardous waste disposal, pet care and waste disposal, private sewer laterals, trash can and dumpster maintenance, fire sprinkler maintenance, and pools, spas, and fountain maintenance. I'll touch on these briefly here in this presentation, but our website, thinkblue.org, has many in-depth resources for you on each of these topics. These can easily be downloaded and shared with residents. For example, if your community is experiencing a problem with pet waste, you can print off our pet waste flyer and distribute it to residents. First, let's discuss vehicle or equipment repair and maintenance. When repairing or doing maintenance, it's critical to locate the nearest storm drain and protect it from auto fluid spills. It's also important to put drip pans, drop cloths, or absorbent mats on the ground before starting work. Collect used fluids and materials in sealable containers, and store containers under cover and away from water until they can be properly disposed of. Next, let's talk about washing cars or boats. Your residents must have a plan to control, contain, capture, and dispose of the water you use to prevent it from entering the storm drain system. This includes nearby curb gutters, streets, alleys, or storm drains. If possible, vehicles should be taken to a commercial car wash or washed over landscaped areas. For landscaping and gardening, it's critical to fix broken sprinklers immediately and adjust sprinklers so they only spray on landscaped areas. Other BMPs include only applying pesticides or fertilizers if absolutely necessary and when rain isn't in the forecast for the next 48 hours. Sweeping or raking up yard debris for disposal in a yard waste bin, and planting ground cover over bare areas of soil. When dealing with household hazardous waste, it must be properly disposed of. The city's Environmental Services Department offers household hazardous waste collection events every spring and fall, which residents can take advantage of. They can visit sandiego.gov/environmental-services/EP to find out the collection event schedule. Your residents can also make an appointment to drop off hazardous waste at the Miramar landfill or get more information by calling 858-694-7000. I want to talk about our furry friends now. Pets can be a wonderful part of a resident's life, but if their waste doesn't get picked up and thrown away, harmful bacteria can flow untreated into our waterways. Make sure residents pick up waste promptly by using a plastic bag, scoop, or shovel and throw it away in a closed trash bin. Let's now go over private sewer laterals. Every building has a pipe system that carries used wastewater from your home, business, or property to the city's sanitary sewer collection and treatment system. Property owners are responsible for the proper maintenance and repairs of the sewer laterals that extends from their property to the city's sewer main. Let's discuss trash cans and dumpsters now. Keeping trash and dumpster lids closed at all times is required by law. It's also vital to sweep trash and dumpster areas frequently. However, you should not power wash or rinse dumpsters, trash cans, or storage areas unless the water can drain to a landscaped area and can soak into the soil. Routinely checking dumpsters for holes or cracks will help prevent leaks and spills, and if any issues are discovered, please call your trash disposal company to replace any leaking dumpsters or compactors. Another important activity to prevent stormwater pollution is fire sprinkler maintenance. When conducting this maintenance, you must have a plan to control, contain, capture, and dispose of the water you release to prevent it from leaving your property and harming waterways. When draining pools, spas, and fountains, very few are permitted to discharge directly into the sewer system. In order to prevent pollution, there are certain requirements that must be met prior to draining to a storm drain. The water must have a pH of 7 or 8, be at a moderate temperature, and cannot contain chlorine, salt, chemicals, algae, or debris. Further, the flow path, including the curb and gutter, must be clear of any debris. We recommend sweeping the gutter to be sure. Once these requirements are met, water may be drained over landscape areas over the course of several days. And lastly, let's talk about structural best management practices. Structural BMPs may be the responsibility of individual property owners or the HOAs. HOAs are typically responsible for structural BMPs in common areas, where individual property owners are typically responsible for structural BMPs located on their property. The property owner or HOA is required to perform regular inspections and maintenance of their structural BMPs to ensure they continue to function properly. Once a year, they are also required to certify that these activities are being performed by completing and submitting the annual maintenance verification form that the city sends out. The city performs periodic inspections to verify that BMPs are properly maintained, too. These inspections are not a substitute for the regular inspection and maintenance activities that the owner or operator is required to conduct, and the city will take enforcement action if any issues are observed during those inspections. Common maintenance activities for structural BMPs include removing materials that have accumulated in the BMP, repairing or replacing damaged components, and properly managing vegetation. However, the types of required maintenance activities vary with different types of structural BMPs, and the maintenance frequency will depend both on the type of BMP and the amount of material being transported to the BMP by stormwater runoff. Now that we've discussed pollutant-generating activities and how to protect our waterways, here are some tips for you as an HOA manager. Have a plan to clean up spills quickly and safely. Take inventory of where your HOA stores, handles, and disposes of chemicals so you can secure them and prevent accidental spills. Provide training to HOA employees and contractors such as landscape companies, and use pollution prevention best practices when performing activities within the HOA community. Place pollution prevention signage in common areas, like around storm drain inlets and pet areas. Provide and maintain pet waste bag dispensers and trash receptacles. Send residents pollution prevention tips and best practices throughout the year. And give pollution prevention materials to new homeowners. Thank you so much for learning about stormwater pollution today. Remember, preventing pollution reduces costs, avoids expensive cleanups, and may protect your HOA from fines. For more information and resources, or to contact us with any questions, please visit thinkblue.org. You may also sign up for our newsletter at the bottom of the website where it says, "Stay informed." I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for protecting San Diego's rivers, bays, beaches, and ocean.